Well, that's weird. I don't hear that. I hear through your microphone.
Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Now, here's JP.
All right, welcome into a Football Friday, where we talk a lot about hockey today. But it's all, man, we got so much to get to today. I'm so excited about this morning's show, even though I'm a little bleary-eyed from late last night's post-game show from the Tampa Bay Lightning. But I don't understand, Timmy. I don't know what it is, but I'm hearing you guys like over a weird speaker or something. I'm not hearing something direct. Your audio is kind of wacky. Yeah, like it's coming from your other camera or something. I need to correct you today. This is cool. This is fun.
One moment, please.
There you go. Let me teach you how to work that thing, Timmy. Go down to your settings.
You couldn't tell me that during the pre-show.
Oh, I did. Well, you didn't. You sounded fine in the pre-show.
Oh,
I don't know why. Yeah. Anyway, go down to audio or set. You guys don't know how funny this
I've done 3 podcasts this morning here before I joined your show, so I got a lot going on here in the studio.
Oh my God! Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are having a better morning than Timmy. Yeah. He is rocking and rolling. We got lots to do today. This dude, I tell you, this guy works more than I do, which is a lot.
How about that?
Lots to talk to. I don't even have my TV on right.
Yeah, we're all how to work that, JP.
Let me show you how to work the TV. Shut up. That's why I have no idea what's coming up there. It's usually a dog show. Anyway, welcome to the JP Peterson Show. Chaos has already ensued this morning, but just be glad you're not in Philadelphia this morning. Just be glad you're not in Philadelphia.
Boy, howdy.
We will revel in their misery today, just for fun. As the Eagles absolutely get smoked in Thursday night football. Now I'm pissed we lost to them. Now I'm like, how do we lose to those bums?
Yeah.
The Giants in Scatterboo and Jackson Dart era has, oh my God.
What a tandem that's going to be for years to come, you think?
And Scatterboo after the game is ripping his shirt off with Fitz Magic on the Prime set. People are going nuts, breaking the internet. Oh my God. And that's, when you have a guy in that Scatterboo, this kid is he's a personality. He's a whack job. That guy is going to be one of the biggest stars in New York. If he stays healthy, that's his marketability is going to be off the charts. The backflips and the whole he off the freaking charts. Him absolutely destroying Zach Bond last night, just absolutely steamrolling him has already broken the internet. That is when New York, Philly, their first divisional win in 9. I don't want to celebrate the Giants here today. We got lots to talk about, but I want to just watch the Philly fans suffer. I want to watch you suffer.
Oh, it's great, man. I'm telling you. I said the Phillies are suffering times 3.
Yeah,
because not only did their Eagles lose on Thursday Night Football to the hated Giants. Like, they don't hate Giants as much as they hate Cowboys, but they hate the Giants, obviously, division rival.
Yeah.
Their Phillies were eliminated.
Oh, on a Billy Buckner type play.
On a Bill Buckner type play, and then their Philadelphia Flyers lost in their opening season game. Sorry, Tampa Bay. Y'all kind of know what that feels like as well. But
shut up.
It's better when the Eagles are suffering and Nick Sirianni clearly crying. And look, I tuned into some 94 WIP radio this morning. And here's the pulse, just to make it sweeter for the fans who hate the Eagles, right? Who hate Philadelphia.
Yes.
So, they just won the Super Bowl last year.
They did.
So in a normal sports city, dude, that will get you a couple of years of joy, right? Yeah. Like the Bucs won in 2020. You could go into 2021 and have a couple of down games, and you're like, yeah, look, man, we got some stuff to fix. It's okay. Right off of a Super Bowl, we're still riding high. We're still the champions, right? No. In Philadelphia, they're ready to fire Nick Sirianni. They're ready to trade Jalen Hurts, and they are crying now about the ref. They're even crying about the refs. I didn't see any controversy in the game last night.
Oh, you mean the refs who allowed them to routinely false start on the tush push?
Four
I mean, that
straight
was a
tush
disaster.
pushes, by the way.
Yeah, that's ugly. How do you think How do you think AJ Brown feels about that? Like, can I get an effing touchdown here? My fantasy people are killing me, and we got to do 4 tush pushes. All I got to do is run out to the outside on this. You can throw me the ball. Even you, Jalen Hurts, can throw me the ball, and that's an easy touchdown. And we're just gonna do that. I'm not for outlawing the tush push, but maybe not. You can't do it more than once in a row.
Well, here's the deal. Look, Roger Goodell, all he does is tout every play should matter in the NFL. They don't want to take a play off, right? That's why they move the extra point back, right?
Yeah,
that's why they changed the kickoff rules, right? Because every play they want to matter. I guarantee you he was somewhere watching that game and he saw those 4 tush pushes in a row and he was cringing. He was just like, no, no more. We're done. That's getting outlawed in the offseason. I guarantee you 100%.
Yeah, that wasn't a good look last night. No. That was not a good look last night. Dayball was going bananas. But anyway,
Dayball was going bananas with his quarterback in the blue tent, trying to figure out why the hell he wasn't back on the field. That was hilarious.
And Jackson Dart goes over they're trying to decide whether it was a touchdown or not. And the ref finally puts his hand up, and Jackson Dart high fives him. I'm like that. See, that's the type of stuff that it just makes you a cult hero. And those two are going to be, Scatterboo kind of reminds me of Allstott big time.
Oh, sure.
The white running back, fullback. I mean, it's an oddity, right? It's unique.
Yeah.
And that kid can run. He's a complete knucklehead.
You got Daryl Johnston in Dallas, and you had Mike Allstott in Tampa. Cam Scatterboo's next in line, I guess.
Yeah, he's going to be a cult hero. Absolutely. All right, so we might get back to that a little bit, but that was kind of I didn't see any of that till I got home. And they're, watching the prime post game.
Yeah.
And, our man Fitzmagic's ripping his shirt off with Scatterboo.
So
Jesus. Great. Oh, the greatest line ever is like when he came in with Deshaun Jackson's Mr. T set.
Yeah.
And he's like, and his whole getup, his whole outfit. And somebody asked him, is that your outfit? He goes, no, I borrowed everything from Deshaun except the chest hair. That's mine.
It's mine. It's so great.
Everything's Deshaun's but the chest hair. I think that was the actual quote. Fantastic. All right, so let's set up the show here. Scott Carter is going to join us from FloridaGators.com, and my Aggie friend here and Scott are going to go back and forth with are you going to do some of those stupid yell cheers you do?
No, we can only do that at Kyle Field.
Oh, okay.
At midnight yell. Yeah,
I want to see you get up and do one of those. Yell.
Maybe. If they make the playoff, I might do one of those on camera. I said might.
Oh, wow. Yeah, traditions you would like to stop, right? Anyway, so we'll do that. We're going to hear from Tristan Wirfs. He had some great stuff to say yesterday. Remember, the fan that Baker roasted in Seattle?
Yeah.
That video that went viral. Well, might you hear Wirfs roast him even more? And yesterday we talked to Josh Grizzard, OC, about Baker and Baker in the 2 minute. And I talked to Wirfs about Baker in the 2 minutes. Kind of special. So we'll do a nice, a big Bucs segment for you here coming up in just a little bit. And we got USF North Texas tonight to talk about. We got UF Texas A&M tomorrow. The big game for Florida State as they welcome in Pitt. This is a really big game for Mike Norvell and Florida State, and we'll tell you why. By the way, Ethan Pritchard, who got shot in the head, out of the hospital into a rehab facility. A whole team showed up as he came out. President Trump wrote him a letter. It's great to see him out because it was, I heard from some folks at FSU, and there was a time when they thought he was gone.
Yeah.
Wrong place, wrong time, shot. Just terrible, terrible situation. So looks like he's going to pull through. I don't know what his future prognosis is in terms of, living a normal life, let alone football. But that is good news. So we'll get to all the college stuff, look ahead to the big NFL weekend and all that. But we begin with last night's opener for the Lightning. Man, the show was
looking good for a while. It was looking good for a while.
Everything was going according to script. The show was on, bro. Had the blue carpet walk up with all the guys dudded up, man. Fans, the arena was absolutely packed. A lot of new stuff. We had our on-ice camera for the Thunder Kid roll around that looked fantastic, looked really good. Some great hype videos. Sonia doing the national anthem. We had a Korean War vet, 93 years old. It just inspired. That the anthem they do there, it's so inspiring. All the way we handled the whole thing. Everything was. I didn't even screw up on my pregame show. That was amazing.
You say welcome to the bench,
even though the prompter went down.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, I did. They did put in the prompter. We're like, we're not going to do the interview. Okay, we're going to do the interview. All right. Yeah, I put it back in the prompter. So they put it in the prompter, and they told me the interview was with Ryan McDonough. But then in the prompter, it said Victor Hedman. And I'm like, which one am I going to go with?
Oh, no.
Well, they put it in the prompter. So if I read what's on the prompter, it's not my fault.
All right, Ron Burgundy.
So I read the prompter, F you, San Diego. And it was Ryan McDonough, and I said Victor Hedman. But anyway, we had some fun with that. So everything was cooking. Everything was cooking. And we come out, and we're, boom, we 2-0 power play goal, sniper shot by Braden Point, gets sold to Bjorkstrand on the power play. How's the power play going to look? Power play looks great. Then they snipe one in, so it's 2-1, but that's okay. We come back with another power play, and Nikita Kucherov with a wicked wrista at beats Omar. And the place it's 3-1. The place is going bananas, and it's 3-1, but it feels like 6-1. It feels like 6-1. I mean, it's just been an onslaught by the Lightning. Ottawa doesn't know where the hell they are, and it's just like, oh, the party is on. The party is on. The new arena. There's a lot of new food stations. We had new vendors. The arena looked fantastic. We had the new TV set outside with Paul Kennedy and Pat Maroon and Braden Coburn. Then they come inside to the new set. I mean, it's just everything was cooking. We were cooking. Then the second period came. I think we went 10 minutes without a shot at one point. We got outshot, 23-11 in the final two periods. But, the game is still tied with 2 minutes to go. So, actually, earlier in the third period, they tied it up. They tied it up in the second. And then in the third period, we get a power play. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Here we go. Power play's looking good, looking sweet. We got a new power play. I like they're moving the puck. And then they start playing with their food on the power play. It's like, pass here, pass. I'm like, oh, shot. No. Oh, shot. Oh, shot. No. I mean, there was 3 or 4, 5, 6 openings for shots. And we keep playing with our meatballs on the plate. I'm like, what are we doing? This is what we did last year. This looks like, when we got it in the zone against the Panthers, we play with our food. Shoot the friggin' puck. And when Kucherov scored, he maneuvered to the middle of the ice, and everybody's looking for him to pass because that's what he always does. And what did he do? That wicked wrister shot that he has. And it's like, come on, shoot the puck, Cooch, especially on the power play. I mean, I saw probably 3 or 4 times on that particular power play where they had shots available and they turned them down. And it's just, this has been something that the Lightning have done for these players. It's a blessing and it's a curse. They're so freaking skilled that they don't want to waste an okay shot. Yeah. They don't want to waste it. They want to take an okay shot when they can get a great shot, right? And we move it a little bit more, we're going to get a great shot. And it's just, sometimes it works. Sometimes it works. And a lot of times it bites you in the ass. And one of these times, I thought they had multiple opportunities to take shots, and I'm not even sure they got a shot on goal on that power play. So, here we go. And then now Ottawa's just suffocating the Lightning player. They just were not giving any time and space. So clearly, they had all offseason to look at that Panthers tape, and they said, this is how you play the Lightning. Get up on them. Get up on them. Do not let them breathe. And to their credit, good, young, plucky team, this Ottawa team, they made the playoffs for the first time in 3 years last year. They did it, and they outplayed the Lightning for those final 2 periods. It was kind of like, I said this on a postgame show, it's kind of like, when you're playing with your little brother back in the day or one of your friends who was, and you always beat them at one-on-one or whatever it is, and they try so hard, and then they get close, and then you turn it on, and they don't win. And you're fully expecting to do that, right?
Yeah,
because you're just better than them. You're just better. We're the Lightning, you're Ottawa. Oh, okay. You came back. It's 3-3 now. Okay. We're just going to take care of this and have a nice opening night win. And you let them hang around. And then the last goal, I don't know if you have, I didn't tell you to get it, but the last goal, I should have done this because to see it happen was, to me, a little off-putting, to be honest with you. Sanderson comes down the wing, their defenseman, who's certainly not skating like Wayne Gretzky. He's coming down the wing, and he just bowls his way to the front of the net.
Are you talking about the empty net or the Pinto goal?
No, the Pinto goal that made it 4-3, which I would call
go-ahead goal. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And he just bullies his way to the net, which, okay, that's going to happen. But then when he gets to the net, Pinto's there. Like, where are the other Lightning players? It's not like they were, there was just this incredible Connor McDavid rush down the ice and he beat 5 people and nobody's left but the goalie. It's like Sanderson, bullying his way as slow as can be to the front of the net. Bassey makes the save and there's a juicy rebound because and there's Pinto right there. And I'm like, should we not be defending our net in a 3-3 game with 2 minutes left with a little bit more urgency and vigor than that?
You want to see it?
It just seemed like a really softy in terms of.
They'll probably show a replay here.
Okay, good. Yeah. On Radish. -2. If you have 3 points and you're a -2 on the night, play some freaking defense.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's look at this. I mean, it's a 2-2 game on the season opener, or 3-3. I mean, am I wrong there? I'm not the best hockey analyst in the world, so sometimes I question my.
No, and I wrote a little post game on the Lightning last night, JP. I don't know if you noticed it over at fanstreamsports.com.
I did. I reposted.
And I said the defensive breakdown was the reason for the loss, as far as what I could see. And I didn't even get to watch a lot of the game. I just had to go 100%. But it's game 1, and there's no excuses for that because you have 7-8 games in the preseason. You're supposed to get all of that in training camp.
Well, most of our guys didn't play in the preseason,
right? And that's now you're getting into NFL stuff now, right? Because your starters and your big guys aren't playing in the preseason now, so now you got to play a little bit of catch up and defense in hockey. A lot of it is chemistry, man. A lot of it is timing and reading what your teammates are doing. Everybody's got their assignments, but in a breakdown like that, everybody sort of has to come together. And early in the season, it just doesn't happen yet.
Yeah. I mean, we're not freaking. It's one game. It's no big deal. It's season opener.
The Senators are going to be good this year. They're going to be a good team.
And listen, Devin Garnett kind of said it right here. It's the thing that we don't want to talk about. The Lightning just look old and slow.
Oh, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign at all.
You talking about us, Devin, or are you talking about the Lightning? Come on.
It probably applies both ways. I'm not going to lie.
We bring the energy, baby. We bring the energy. Every morning we bring it. I don't want to say that because they're not old. They've been around a long time, these guys. They've been together a while. So I think Point is 28. Hagel's under 30. Vassey's 31, 32. Cooch is 31. I mean, these guys aren't old. They're approaching the back nine. Maybe they're on 10T.
Yeah.
Maybe the fairway. I don't know. But still a lot of golf left, bro. A lot of golf left. But
that defensive performance, some of them are on 13 and they're hooking it into the woods.
Some of them were on the 19th hole in that last play. I think if we're going to be honest, they were looking for the post-game buffet. To me, it feels like, I said this on a post-game show last night, it's like the Lightning are a very skilled, well-decorated, impressive team. I mean, that's what they are. They are a mature, skilled, impressive machine. They've been to the playoffs. What did I say last? What was in the script last night? 9 straight years and 12 of the last 13. While Ottawa just got there for the first time in 8. I mean, 9 straight times and 12 of 13 is effing insane. It's a lot of hockey too, but um, it's so they've been around a while, and it's games like this where I feel like, okay, you can be one of two teams. You can be that older team that is mature. Like I said, you're playing your little brother, and you say, all right, it's time to put you to bed. Time to put you to bed, little boy. And you put him to bed. And that's what you do. You don't let them hang around and come back and win the game. You put him to bed. Get out of here. Right? But they didn't do that. And that's what they got to do, because everybody's still coming for you. You're the Lightning. You know? You don't think Ottawa wanted to spoil opening night here in Tampa Bay? They played with a lot of energy and vigor. The Lightning did not the last two periods. And sometimes you feel like you're that team. You can just outskill them. I'm just going to drop back and hit a few threes on them and then get them the hell out of here.
Yeah.
You know? And sometimes you miss those threes. And they come back and they hang around. They're just making those layups, right? Because you don't want to play any defense. And you just, and that's what happened last night. So, and I hate to say it's a lesson, because at this juncture, they don't need lessons. They need to win the game. They need to win the game. And I just think I don't think it mattered as much maybe to them as it did Ottawa last night. And maybe and I don't know, for me, human nature is what it is, right? If I'm a Lightning player, in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, the only thing that matters is the playoffs.
Yeah.
The only thing that matters is the playoffs. It doesn't, we could go, 82-0. And ain't nobody going to care if we lose first round of the Panthers. It's true. 100%. 100% true. Problem is, you got to get there. And season opener, the playoffs are not at stake. So these guys are used to playing for high stakes, really high stakes. This probably felt a lot like a preseason game to them last night, but not to Ottawa. Not to Ottawa. That's a young up-and-coming team that meant a lot more to them than it meant to the Lightning. And that showed in the second and third period. First period, Lightning were running on the energy of the fans. And they admitted that. They said fans are awesome. After the game, Braden Point to all of them said that. Cooper said that. Our fans are awesome. We on the energy. Okay, we did our part. Now it's your part. Go win the freaking game. And they didn't do it. So I don't say a lesson as much as maybe a reminder. Maybe a reminder.
On a positive note, I saw good things from Bjorkstrand, I thought.
Yeah, really good.
I think you saw some flashes of what you can expect from him this year. Him and Gensel seem to be getting forming a little bit of chemistry here after
really
a
nice
injury last year. That was good to see.
But he was a -2, scoring 2 points as well. Not busting up your positivity.
No, but again, defensive deficiencies aside.
Yeah. So no, to your point, there were a lot. And how about our boy, Curtis Douglas? 9 seconds into his NHL career, he's dropping the gloves with McDermott, which was interesting because McDermott probably wanted to prove, because he's new over there in Ottawa. So these two guys are like, I'm the new guy, you're the new guy. We're here to fight, right? So let's fight. And they did. 9 seconds in to his NHL career, our boy Curtis Douglas, all 6'9", 245 pounds of him, goes after McDermott, who's 6'5" himself, but he looked like freaking Tyler Johnson out there, and Douglas is just holding him at bay, like just waiting with the reach, and you're like, all right, when you get into range, I'm gonna land this, ba-boom, two rights, McDermott's down. And Douglas skates over to the penalty box and doing this with the crowd, takes off his helmet, throws it on the ice. I'm like, wow, he's a showman too. I love it. WWE style, baby. Yeah, and the crowd just went crazy. The crowd just went nuts. And not
especially
soon
in
after,
game one, man. Yeah, they're going to eat that up.
Yeah, and not soon after they scored a power play, and we're off and running. But even with all that energy, we couldn't sustain it for the W. It ain't the end of the world. But it's maybe a nice reminder that you're a good team. You're a great team, actually. This is a great hockey team. Most of them are back from last year in a historic regular season where they scored over 100 points and were top 5 in almost every major category. It was a hell of a regular season. And that was, and then we didn't get the best of Yanni Gourde because he was coming off an injury and never got his legs, and Bjorkstrand got hurt in the playoffs. So, and Yanni played with a broken hand in the playoffs. So a lot of ifs and buts, candies and nuts, whatever. But so it's going to be kind of a mind screw for them.
Yeah.
The regular season matters. You got to get to the playoffs, and it would be nice to be in a nice, to have home ice advantage and get a nice seed. You're good enough to do that. You're good enough to be the 1 seed. So go do it. Go do it. Make it important and go do it. I know it's hard, and it's a tough slog, and it's 82, and it's, compacted schedule with the Olympics and all that shenanigans going on. Yeah. But everybody's got to play the schedule. And you're a little bit older. I get that. And hopefully they give Vasi a lot more time off this year than they have in years past because he's going to need it. And let's go out and start dominating hockey games like you should. You should not lose to Ottawa on opening night, not with a 3-1 lead. Absolutely 100% not. And I thought Vasi played really well last night. I thought he played really, really well. The second goal was kind of a sneaky one. He never saw, it hits the post, it hits him and goes in the net. And he's like, he never saw it. The last one we talked about was, that's not on the goalie. You got to have better defensive coverage, especially in that particular moment. So I thought Vasi played really, really well. And that was a good sign because I was a little bit worried. About him because the lack of preseason and whatever's going on with him, if it's injury wise or whatever it is. So that was good. I thought Connor Geekie had 6 hits last night. I thought he made his presence felt. Chafee had 10 hits last night. Thought he made his presence felt. So a lot of good stuff, but the way they were shut down in the second and third is bothersome, and that's the way teams are going to play them. So they got to figure it out. All right, let's move on to the Bucs. Unless you have anything else you want to say on the Lightning.
No. Just, hey, you know what? It's game 1. All right. There's 82, almost soon to be 84 games in the regular season. So let's not
every
overreact
game matters.
one way or the other.
Every game matters.
It does, but let's not
overreact. You
can't
take a game off. You can't take a shift off.
Philly fans.
You can go John Tortorella on their ass.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Coop was pretty unbothered in the post game, which usually means that he was bothered in the dressing room. I always think like the yin and yang with Coop is like you expect him to come out mad and he's not, and then sometimes you expect him to come out happy and he's pissed, and so I think he kind of works it the other way around. I don't know. I wasn't in there, but I know he couldn't have been pleased with that effort in the second and third. That was dog poop.
Man, especially early in periods, right? You never want to allow a goal in the first or last minute of a period.
46 seconds in.
Yeah, the game winner in the third in the first minute. That's
well, the game winner came later. But whatever. It's just
in the last minute. Yeah.
Yeah, it can't happen. It's just anyway. Let's take a break and we'll come back and hit the Buccaneers as we get ready for the 49ers. It's going to be an interesting game and a big game now, suddenly. Last night's game put a little different shade on the NFC, and we're going to talk about that.
Yep.
Boy, the Bucs got an opportunity. Hey, we're brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVES lawgroup.com. They are local, trusted, and they get results, folks. If you're in an accident, you got to call the Jeeves Law Group. They've been around for over 30 years here locally. They know the local legal landscape, and that matters, folks. Don't be just a number to some big firm. It's the Jeeves Law Group. Call Scotty Jeeves over there, my good buddy, and he will represent you vigorously. JeevesLawGroup.com. And the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. They had a great weekend last weekend. Their grand opening had a bunch of USF players out there to sign autographs. A little NIL contribution. Yeah, we like that. So supporting our local teams is Genesis of Tampa. Mike Murphy, new owner of the Rays, one of the general partners there, and an overall tremendous dude. It's a family company. We love local family companies, don't we? We absolutely celebrate that, and this is a great one. Genesis of Tampa, owned by the Murphy Auto Group, where we do our show each and every day from Kingmakers here. So going over to Genesis of Tampa, great folks over there. Tell them JP sent you and get you a great car. They're, by the way, fantastic cars at unbelievable value. Back in 3, talking Bucs. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week. So go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. Are you looking to renovate your home, rebuild after the hurricanes, or build your dream home from scratch? Well, let me tell you about my friend Jason Fawcett and On-Site Construction. They have over 1,450 satisfied clients, 25 years of experience, over 500 designs, and a talented team of over 40 construction professionals. They believe building something exceptional begins by truly focusing on all the details, even the smallest ones. We understand that construction can be a daunting process, and we're here to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible. Quality is non-negotiable at On-Site Construction. We use the finest materials, employ the most skilled tradespeople, and adhere to the highest industry standards to deliver a product we're proud of and that you're going to love. Our project management is meticulous with a focus on completing projects on time and on budget. Your happiness is our primary driver. So give us a call at 813-579-5789 or check out our incredible website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here on this Football Friday. We'll get to the Bucs here. And speaking of the Bucs, Walters, Levine, DeGrave there. Stu Levine, many of you know and love Stuart as a great attorney here locally. And if you have any issues at your employer, as you just heard the ad, he's your guy. Trust me on that. If he brings the passion to your case that he brings to Bucs football, and I mean passion, and he will, by the way, this dude will text me like 2 plays in, like, we're done. We're done. It's fantastic.
Like a Philly fan.
Yeah. It's amazing. And I'm like, calm down. We're 2 plays in. We got a long way to go. But you love the passion. You love the passion, whether it's defending you or supporting the Bucs. He is amazing. So Walter's Levine in the grave. Check him out if you have any issues with your employer or business partner. They'll take care of you. All right, let's talk some Bucs, shall we? As as we look at the injury report for both teams. And listen, it's a contact sport. But, Timmy, I think you've been covering this league as long as I have, and right now I've never seen it worse. And a couple things. Bigger, faster, stronger.
A bunch of teams, not just the Bucs. I mean, it's across the board.
It's league-wide. It's league-wide. That's why I'm saying it's just, because we've had conversations, or I've seen conversations on Twitter, what's wrong with the Bucs conditioning and strength coaches, with their injuries. We'll talk about Goedeke here in a minute, the medical staff and blah, 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 blah. And I get the frustration. I really, really do. But it's not like injuries are black and white things. They're very gray area type things. And the problem with being an analyst, I can see the football field and I can go back and watch the all 22 and see what guys are doing. I have my information, I have my data, and I can make an informed opinion of what's going on with this football team, right? Can't do that with injuries. Can't do that with injuries. We have no data. And compared to what the doctors are working with, we got about 1% of the data. So to make any type of analysis or criticism is really foolhardy, I think. As fans, we got to be careful. We can be frustrated, and we can not like that we're not getting, definite answers. Or how long is Luke Goedeke going to be out? I don't know. Now they say it's going to be longer. This medical staff doesn't know what the hell they're doing. I get it. I get the frustration. But these are not black and white, okay, patella tendon, this will be 17 days, and then he'll be – everybody's different. Every injury's different. Sometimes you have setbacks. It's a very, it's not an exact science, these injury things. So Goedeke, it looks like it's going to be longer than thought. And I haven't heard anybody actually classify this injury of anything more than a foot injury, but it feels more like a high ankle sprain to me. But it doesn't matter what it is, frankly. We know this. He's not ready. And apparently he's not going to be ready anytime soon. We thought it would be 4 games, so they put him on the 4-game IR, and that's what you hope, but it's taking longer. And now there's a thought that did he come back and play too soon? Again, we don't have all the data. But that criticism might be warranted. They tried to get him out there and play, and without Tristan Wirfs and without Goedeke, I think there may have been a little bit of panic, and plus this, Goedeke's going, I'm fine, I'll play, I'm fine, let's go, I'm fine, I can play. He is. He's a glass eater, and sometimes you got to protect these guys from themselves. The problem is the most important feedback a doctor or a coach can get is from the player, and if the player's not being honest and he's trying to be a hero, which is admirable, right? We want guys to try to push through injuries. Sometimes it doesn't go as you think, and it didn't go well. He probably re-injured it. So I have a real hard time criticizing people in the medical world just because we don't have data. And unless we have some, if we find out something, and there have been times in my career when I've found out certain things about injuries from, other sources, and the criticism was warranted, I think. But in most cases, we just don't know. So we just kind of got to trust them. And I think for the most part, the Bucs have done a really good job. It's frustrating because guys get injured. And yes, Mike Evans has a chronic hamstring problem. He's had it since I think he severely injured it in college.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So these things, and when you're a guy who plays in the heat and is constantly running 100-yard sprints all through a game, guess what? Hamstrings ain't gonna go. You got to manage it as best you can. Now, last year I thought, when he pulls up early in the game with a hamstring injury, and then you put him back in the game and he's, running go routes, I didn't think that was the smartest thing in the world. I think that's when you have a guy who's chronically injured in hamstring and he tweaks it during the game. I don't think, and he's Mike Evans, you probably, in the 5th game of the season, you probably shouldn't be putting him back out there. I think that criticism is warranted. Playing Godwin late into a game that you can't win, and he gets severely injured. I think that's warranted criticism. But some of these other things, like Tristan Wirfs, why did we wait so long? Because Tristan was trying to avoid surgery. And he got to the point where it just wasn't getting any better, and they got in there and they found out why. That's shit's going to happen. And it's kind of a blessing in disguise because you went 3-1 while he was out, and now he's back and healthy and has fresher legs. So that one kind of worked out. So anyway, away we go with injury. And again, with Goedeke, we don't know how long it's going to be.
But you get the feeling it's going to be a while. Like you get the feeling he's not a couple of weeks away. Like this could go on till
the bye. Yeah.
November, December, right? Like that's just kind of the vibe you get from this.
And listen, I'm not going to sit here and say the Bucs are playing, great football at right tackle. Charlie Heck is not playing great. He's not, and they're playing around him. And credit to Josh Grizzard. And I asked him about that yesterday. How hard has it been to coach around these injuries? First time you're ever calling plays, and you don't have an offensive line, which is ridiculous. Very hard to do, and to win games and to win in 2 minutes. You know how hard it is with a limited playbook, and they're not going to admit it's limited, but with the way he put it yesterday is you don't want to ask guys to do things that they're not able to do. In other words, we're not going to ask Charlie Heck to block Trey Hendrickson one-on-one. We're not going to ask him to block these elite pass rushers one-on-one like we would ask Goedeke or Tristan Wirfs. You have to change the playbook. So he said that in a more diplomatic way is we're going to play to the player's strengths, right? We're going to avoid their weaknesses and play to their strengths. So they have been severely limited in this playbook. Not until last week did you see K-Dot actually get downfield, and he made a difference in the game because Wirfs is back now, and they can run some plays where they can help out with the running back on the right side and be able to get Otten down the field. So they've been limited, and I think they've done a tremendous job in being able to do that. But they're still limited with this right side and Charlie Heck, and they will be until they get Goedeke back. And this is what's exciting about this team, to be quite honest. So watching the Eagles get destroyed last night, my first feeling was, wow, we lost to these guys, so that's not good. But my second thought was, they're not a dominant team anymore. They're not. Their offense is very predictable. They seem to be fracturing again, right? Like they did 2 years ago. So I can see that thing just devolving into another, chemistry mess that it was a few years ago. So I'm not even worried about the Eagles at this point. I think they're trending down. Now, I think, the Giants aren't ready. So that's not a team I'm scared of. We play the 49ers this week, who are 4-1, and they're decimated with injuries. And this is a game, quite frankly, the Bucs need to win, and maybe even handily. We don't need to wait for last-second drama in this one. This is a game they should win by 2 scores with all the injuries. And we may see Adrian Martinez. Mac Jones yesterday. Yeah, look at this. This is their injury list. Mac Jones was working out on the side yesterday, and Purdy's not going to play. So Adrian Martinez may make his first start. And I know what you guys are saying. Oh, no, not this again. I was talking with TJ last night. Oh, I'm forgetting the name now. But there was this was back in 2006. He brought some quarterback off the bench, Pat. Oh, TJ, you're going to kill me because we were talking about the guy last night. And he just destroyed the Bucs. It was 2005 when we went out there, when I was earthquake during my live shot. A small one. I'm trying to remember the game. Anyway, so they brought in some scrub third-string quarterback, and they just destroyed the Bucs. Let's hope, Simeon Rice got sent home on a plane. It was a disaster. But this is a game that this Buccaneers defense needs to show up and win. No George Kittle, maybe a third-string quarterback, or maybe a severely injured Mac Jones who can barely play. They've got injuries up and down the board. There are too many to even mention. And we should win this game handily. They got to travel across, all the way across. This is a game that the Bucs should stay, because you got Tristan Wirfs back, and that's a big deal. You're probably going to get Jamel Dean and Izzy back. Zion McCollum, probably not. He did not practice yesterday. Ricky Pearsall, their fine wide receiver, did not practice. He's not playing this week. Juwan Jennings looks like may get him back. But it looks like Bucky's not going to play, but Rashad did a great job. Godwin didn't practice yesterday, enlisted with a fibula injury. That kind of worries me. I ain't going to lie. So I think all in all, this is a good matchup for the Buccaneers. They should, with this particular setup, and if Adrian Martinez plays, go out and dominate defensively, play aggressively. Don't sit back, waiting for him to make a mistake. Go make him make a mistake, and get after him and win this game. And then you look around the league, and boy, does it set up for the Monday Nighter with the Lions? Because now you're kind of saying, okay, it's the Lions and the Bucs right now in the NFC. The Packers have kind of showed their ass a little bit, right?
I mean, those would be your top two for sure. I mean, I am talking after I just did a 20-minute Cowboys podcast on how like they have a chance to win the NFC. But if you want to rank the top two teams, then I would say Lions and then Bucs in the NFC for sure. And I wouldn't even put the Eagles third right now. I don't know that they're in the top five.
Yeah. And they're just trending down. I think it's going to just get worse for them.
They're so dysfunctional, man. I absolutely love it.
So, and then you look at the Bucs. Like they've played. Now, Seattle, I'll say they played, especially offensively, their A-plus game. That was really good. That was really good against a good defense in a bad environment. And their defense, of course, is down a couple corners too. But that was their offense was clicking. It was a great win, but I thought the Bucs offense probably played their best game. Obviously, they scored 38 points. And defensively, they played tremendously well in the first half. I don't know what the second half, we've talked about it. We'll tip our cap to Sam Darnold and Jigba, who made some great plays, and Barner, Kenneth Walker. I mean, they got some good players. And so I think the defense, what we saw in the second half of the Eagles game, first half of Seattle, put that together. Put that together on Sunday and hold the 49ers to 13 points. I think that's an expectation. And Hassan Reddick, go get a sack this week. Go get a sack. Put him on the freaking ground. Not a pressure, not a hit, a sack. Get a sack or two. So go out and play a good defensive game, and then the offense come to play as well. I think it's time for a nice little, 31-14 whipping of a beat up 49ers team that's just been getting by. Now listen, Shanahan's offense, he'll find a way, you think, but they shouldn't. Not with this lack of they don't have hardly any receivers. Kittle's out. We detailed it. Go out and win the freaking game. That's how I feel about it. That's my Bucs breakdown for the week. What do you think, Timmy?
Well, is this comments? Yeah, I mean, we talked about it when they went into Seattle, how difficult it is to travel cross country. Well, it didn't appear to bother the Bucs at all.
Yeah,
going that way. So I don't know how much that's going to affect the 49ers. I think what is going to affect the 49ers more is what we just saw on the screen, and that's their injuries. Mac Jones has been playing better than Brock Purdy. And by the way, that's a huge point of discussion in San Francisco right now. Did they just make a huge mistake signing Brock Purdy to that massive contract when it appears that Kyle Shanahan could just plug in anybody and make them work with the offense?
I would also say Mac Jones isn't anybody. I think I agree. He's been in some bad situations, clearly. It might be another Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Geno Smith reclamation.
Yeah, so, and you know what? Don't forget the 49ers wanted him in the draft that year.
That's right, yeah.
Kyle Shanahan wanted him in the draft, and that wasn't to be, but now he's got him, and look what he can do with him. And there's already quarterback controversy in San Francisco. Trust me, it's happening. Yeah. But, man, I don't think that even with the Bucs injuries, the 49ers are way more injured at different positions. I don't think this is any contest. I'll be honest. I called for the Bucs to go in and beat the Seahawks. I didn't think it would be a rout, but I thought it would be a close game where the Bucs would pull away late. Man, I've got this thing over at halftime. This just does not scare me whatsoever.
It shouldn't. Listen, Robert Saleh, good defensive coordinator, and they've given the Bucs problems. Shanahan, Saleh have given the Bucs problems, a lot of problems. But Josh Grizzard, Bowles' defense is a little different. Let's go out and execute and come up with some good game plans. Don't get out-coached. The only way you get beat in this game is you get out-coached. Is Shanahan comes up with some stuff and, we haven't seen it. They surprised us. They hit a couple of big plays and then a couple turnovers, and then they stay in the game, blah, 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 blah. You know how it works. Don't get out-coached.
And I'm not afraid of that happening this year like I have been in previous years.
No.
If there's something different. And look, this is the best team that the 49ers will have played. The Bucs are by far the best talent. Maybe with the exception, I won't say by far, but of course the 49ers just beat the Rams. That's a division game, though, so I kind of throw that out the window. They beat Seattle, they beat New Orleans, they beat Arizona, and lost to Jacksonville. All right, this is not a scary schedule that they've played here so far. The Bucs are the best talent that they will have played, and I just don't think they can hang.
I agree. All right, to the comments. Good morning to JS, Devin Garnett. We've already mentioned you. John Hill. Good morning to all of you guys and all the Petermans out there. Rick says for a super chat, talk about you. Tim will take his shirt off. He says we actually should be paying to keep it on. I agree.
I mean, I'll do it Look, if you guys don't throw at least $20 of super chat money, the shirt's coming off the last segment of the show.
If you don't pay us, we'll take our shirts off. I love how you flipped it there. Very nice. We actually make money doing that. Hey, honey, I'm making money taking my clothes off. I know I said you couldn't do that, but
yeah,
I can.
Okay for JP.
So, Filthy Delphia, says JS. I think that's cool.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, John Hill, if you're watching, are you okay with my color of choice today?
Are you gray today?
I'm gray. It's just the Heather gray and the white. I don't know who Heather is or why she's gray, but that's what it's called.
No. Okay, Heather Gray. Scattaboo couldn't be a star if he can avoid CTE. No, I think he's already got it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he got that at Arizona State.
Rick says double kick in the nuts last night for Philly. Scattaboo, the new all-star. Absolutely. JS says, JP, were you at the Benchmark International Arena last night? Of course I was. I worked there, JS. I do the Jumbotron pregame, intermission, and postgame on the radio with Ingblom and Chief and the great Greg Linnelli. We have a little party there at Cigar City afterwards. So come on over and have a beer with us.
Look, JS, JP's kind of a big deal. He has bookcases of rich mahogany. So just watch who you're talking to.
That's right. I got like 17 jobs, bro. You should know this. Mr. King, good morning to you. I have not seen you in here, so welcome. Defensive players should be able to push if offenses can push the runner.
Yeah.
Yeah. When defensive players not allowed to push from behind?
Nope.
I think they are. Scattaboo cleared a dart from concussion protocol, says more. Right? I think he did. Get out of the tent. Let's go.
And did you see what Dart did? Talk about a veteran move coming out of the tent before he went back on the field. He was like stretching out his knee, like he was having a knee issue, and he kind of limped out onto the field, hoping to draw some attention from the defense.
Nicely done.
Yeah,
learned that from Lane Kiffin.
Probably.
Cody said, "JP, how many fights do you think Eagles fans started last night?" Oh man, we said that before the show, man. I feel bad for the wives of Eagles fans last night. Emergency rooms were overrun. Rick says Giants coach was yelling, "Get out of the tent and save my job."
Dude,
imagine that. You finally have a quarterback and a savior, and he's got like the doctor comes back to use some little 5'6" worm with glasses on. It says, "Sorry, he couldn't count to 3." I guess he's
well. I thought it was interesting that
sorry, coach,
Russell Wilson
can't come back and play. Like my ass. If he's got a heartbeat, get him in there.
Russell Wilson went out for that play while Dart was in the tent, and he missed that throw right across the middle. And dude, as soon as Wilson missed that throw, Dayball went right over the tent. He's like, "Where's my freaking quarterback?" And he got into it with the medical guy on the sideline.
Oh, he did. I'm just making a joke.
I know.
Oh my God.
No, he did. He got into it. You could see him. He had his headset off and he's doing this, and the poor medical guy's right there like, dude, I don't know what to tell you, man. He can't play right now.
Sorry, coach. We're not gonna clear him to play. My ass.
So great.
Yeah. I wonder what that comment. They have all these coaches are mic'd up for NFL films. That's not going to clear editing. I don't think.
Dude,
I don't think we're ever going to hear that.
That's just going to be a big
what that conversation was.
Be a big bleep.
But more to the point of like, okay, coaches aren't supposed to pressure the medical guy about letting players back in. They're not supposed to have any contact with him. The medical guy is supposed to make the decision. That's the protocol.
Yeah, it didn't happen last night. Dayball went off on somebody.
Yeah, not in the NFC East in a divisional game. We haven't won 1 in 9 games. You out of your freaking mind? My job's on the line, and you're telling me my guys can't count to 3? I don't care. More Right Runner says when they panned to Giants fans after Dart came back into the to replace Russ, the fans were pointing to the heavens.
Yeah. They loved them some Dart. Hey, but don't forget, the Giants fans also loved Tommy DeVito after a couple of games, too. So
that's true. Yeah.
Tamper this excitement a little bit.
Yeah. John Hill reminds us, Sister Jean Dolores Schmidt of Loyola has died at 106 years old. God bless you, honey.
That is correct.
She was fantastic. I love the whole Sister Jean thing was outstanding. Yep. Love that. God bless you, honey. Heading home to Jamaica. Had a great run. She had a great run.
106.
For a nun, she had a great run. David Terry says, seems like when we get ahead, we get too complacent. Got to keep the foot on the gas. Speaking of the Lightning, absolutely. Absolutely. Rookie move last night, guys. Come on. We're better than that. Yeah, he says no Godwin Sunday looks like it. Yeah, I don't think he's going to play. And that's okay. You know, Tez has stepped up nicely. Wow. Jason Light is on a draft heater like no other. Tez is good to go. Shep's been fantastic. We got him off the freaking couch. Like, look where Jason Light has found these guys.
Yeah.
You know? Incredible. He just went and got Elijah Simmons off the Arizona practice squad, and he's running over guards in his first start. He's like running through people. Like, what the?
Tried to tell y'all Elijah Simmons was good.
Yeah. Yeah. How is he on the practice squad?
Because it's Arizona or
that
Buffalo,
big and
wherever
that
it
strong
was.
and a defensive lineman? Yeah. Like, what? I'm like, well, how the hell did we get this guy? How was he not drafted? Was he drafted? Oh, that's crazy to me.
I don't know. That's a good question.
David also says, news alert, if we play like that against the Devils, we will start out 0-2. Hell yeah. The Devils are kind of like Ottawa. They're a young, plucky team, talented. Yeah, good. I'm glad that's the kind of team that's coming in here. Because if it were the Panthers, the Lightning would show up with their A game for the whole game. But for other teams, they don't do that. And that's concerning. What else? Anything? All right, we'll get to some of these a little bit later. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Scott Carter is going to join us for our Gator Report, brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group. We got a big game. Timmy's Aggies hosting Scotty's Gators. Scott Carter going to join us next. We will have the debate, steel cage match. Hey, we're brought to you by the great folks at Riveters. Great place to watch all the games and the official home of the Tampa Gator Club for watching the game. So if you're going to be a Gator, you're going to watch the game, you got to go to Riveters. And now, you know what? That's a treat for you. Because they got the best food, the best drinks, the best staff. Fresh food, by the way, not this institutional Cisco's pre-made everything. They make everything from hand over there at Riveters. The sauces, the burgers, the prime rib, everything. Riveters Tampa, they care about the food. By the way, the Boda place that they own across the street, the fast Mexican casual, I went there the other day. Unbelievable. Had 3 tacos. They have a 3 for $12 special at lunch. Unbelievable. Go try that too. Back in 3. The holidays are coming up, and the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler. Discover the ultimate jewelry superstore with the largest selection of diamonds, engagement rings, and fine jewelry all under one roof. Don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. And as your relationship grows, so can your diamond with the Golden Diamond Source. Trade up at any time. You get 100% of its value when you come back to trade up. And why don't you get a head start on your holiday shopping? With the Golden Diamond Source's unbeatable low pricing and financing options, you can get 5 years, 0%, and make this holiday season truly memorable. The Golden Diamond Source takes pride in offering only natural diamonds formed over billions of years by the Earth's incredible forces. If it's real love, get a real diamond. Shop online anytime at goldendiamond.com or stop by their showroom and tell them JP sent you at 3800 Almaton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves, who lives right here and has long been a highly respected member of our community. He's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Riverwalk. Jeeves Law Group is also a proud sponsor of our Grand Central District in St. Pete and has neighborhood events throughout the year. He has an office on Central Avenue in St. Pete and one on South Howard in Tampa. You can't get more local than that. So when you need an attorney, you're going to hire some huge firm that advertises all over the state or the one that supports your favorite sports show. It's the Jeeves Law Group. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. For personal injury and personal attention, call us for a free case evaluation. That's 8889-JEEVES. That's 8889-JEEVES. With this record heat in Tampa Bay, you better have your AC unit running at peak efficiency. Third Generation Plumbing installs the best American standard AC units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. That's why Third Generation Plumbing trusts American standard air conditioning, built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American standard. Plumbing or cooling, we've got Tampa covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing today, 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com. And we also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, our Gator Report coming up here in just a little bit, brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group. First, let me tell you about Delete Me. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone extremely vulnerable. You get all those spam messages and calls all the time. Yeah, who's this girl that keeps texting me about going out? I have no idea who you are, but that's because my information is on the web. What do data brokers do? Well, they get your name, contact info, and social security number, home address, even information about your family members, and that could all be compiled by data brokers and sold online. So here's what you do. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me now at a special discount for your listeners, our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/hit. That's joindeleteme.com/hit. And you can get that 20% off by doing hit at checkout. That's the promo code. So enter that code, hit at checkout, and go to joindeleteme.com/hit. Code HIT. That's how you do it. You'll stop getting those messages. Then I'll feel lonely because I get like 12 a day.
I'll text you, JP. Don't worry.
Please do.
With my shirt off.
I love it. It's like, hey, are we doing dinner tonight? Do you get these too?
Oh, yeah.
Like unrecognized number. I'm like, sometimes you like to go, you don't even know my name, do you?
I always just pretend like, yeah, I'm that person. And I'll just reply like, yeah, what time are we meeting and where? I try to go that. And then they immediately go back into, oh, I'm sorry, I must have the wrong number. And I'm like, why? That's who I am. It's not that, like, I just get into it with them. I can't help it.
What's the purpose of that? I don't know.
So the reason they do that is to verify that it's an operational phone number, and then they can sell that number. That's why they do that. So if you reply, then they know, and then you go on a list. So, but I don't care. I got blockers on my phone anyway. I don't care.
All right, is Scotty on the line?
We have him.
All right, well, let's welcome in to FloridaGators.com. He is the man, knows all things Gators. Great Scott Carter joining us here. It's the G's Law Group Gator Report. What's up, Scotty? How are you?
Hey, guys, what's going on? I'm just glad that I'm not the only one who gets those random texts.
There you go. Yeah. Well, I'm sure Billy Napier got a few positive texts this week, man. The roller coaster you guys have been on, and especially your head coach, honestly, I don't think in the last few years, I can't name one coach that has been fired and rehired so many times than this guy. Is this not unprecedented?
I mean, it certainly is unusual, and it's probably unprecedented in Gators history. I mean, everybody had him fired last season after they lost to Texas A&M, and after they lost to Texas, and then they win 4 in a row. They had him written off again after the back-to-back losses against USF, LSU, and Miami, and then they pull off the stunner last week at home against Texas, and now they have Texas A&M again on the road. So it's like a week-by-week thing, guys. I mean, obviously, ultimately, it's Scott Strickland's call. There's no need to make a move anytime soon. But Billy Napier, all he needs to do is go out there and get his team to play like it did against Texas, and he won't have to worry about it. And that's just where he is at his Florida tenure.
Now, I will tell you this, Scott, as an Aggie and a follower and a media member for the Aggies, I will tell you they're a much different team than what you faced against the Longhorns last week. And while I was cheering for the Gators 1,000%, and I could not be happier with the outcome, it's going to be a little bit more difficult task.
For the call back if you can hear me.
Yeah, we got you. What's happening? I don't know what happened. I think he lost. I know he said he lost this. I will call him back.
All right, cool.
I think he just didn't like what I had to say, maybe.
No. It's just interesting that the way that team played last week in the swamp, and that's kind of my question. We got you? Are you there?
Yeah, I was in mid-sentence there, then I finished and couldn't hear anything, so I don't know what happened there.
I'm not sure. We 100%
heard you. Yeah, we heard 100%.
I didn't hear you guys. So that was weird.
Oh, sorry about that.
Maybe it's the random texters have screwed up my phone. Who knows?
I got spam called. Yeah, Napier was spamming you.
Yeah.
Listen, to me, I want to know, because I went and saw the highlights. Didn't get watch the whole game because I was in Tallahassee at a tailgate, and I may have been a little bit inebriated watching the game. But what I saw differently really was a much more composed Lagway, a defense that was getting after it. What did you see that was different this last week?
I thought the biggest thing, guys, was just Florida's physicality from the opening drive. They came out and took it down the field, 13 plays, 84 yards, and they really dominated the line of scrimmage that first series. And then it carried over throughout the game on defense. They sacked Arch Manning 6 times. They came into that game with only 3 sacks through the first 4 games. And they had talked about that during the bye week about basically, look, we've got to go back to the drawing board. We're 1-3. We've disappointed a lot of people. We disappointed ourselves. And Napier told them to take a couple of days off after the bye week, but not to escape the noise. Listen to what people are saying. Think about it. Think about what kind of team you want to be. And sometimes those challenges fall on deaf ears, but they appear to wake up the Gators in a way that we hadn't seen so far this season. And I just thought it started, guys, with a more physical approach, and it was by far the most physical game Florida has played this year, and one they certainly could have used, in the previous 3 games.
Mm-hmm. All right, so as they head on the road now to Kyle Field, and Timmy's going to be there doing the yell cheers on the sideline.
Midnight yell, baby.
We want to see him go on the road and bring that physicality and bring that composure. Obviously, this is a very, very tough place to play. 100,000 lunatics there. How do you think this will travel this week, this physicality? It usually travels.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has to for Florida to have a chance in this one. I think Texas A&M, they've got a couple of decent wins under their belt already. Obviously, beating Notre Dame at Notre Dame was big. I think Marcel Reed's a good young quarterback. Their defense is strong. But I think for Florida, besides physicality, it's going to start with DJ Lagway at quarterback. You know, he had really struggled the previous game against Miami. It just didn't look like himself at all. They only had 141 yards of total offense. Against Texas, after the bye week, he comes out and goes 21-28, 298 yards, a couple of touchdowns. He's still not 100% physically. You can tell just when he's rushed from the pocket, he's not moving as well as he'd like to. I think he'll be a little bit better this week. And you can't overemphasize, really, the addition of Dallas Wilson to what they did against Texas. I mean, this is a guy who we all know about the physical gifts, true freshman receiver from Tampa Bay Tech. We saw it in spring game. We saw it early in camp before he got hurt and missed 4 games with a foot injury. But the guy just is a dynamic playmaker, had the 2 touchdown catches against Texas. And, you know, if you're talking about the NFL guys, I mean, this is like a mid-season addition for the Gators that you just get. And he added an instant impact. And it just obviously helped out DJ Lagway tremendously. It helped out the other receivers. And it just made this team, I think, a different view offensively than what we've seen through the first 4 games. So, but I do think that Lagway is going to have to outplay Marcel Reed and have some answers against that Texas A&M defense for the Gators to have a shot.
Scott, I don't know if this has gotten back to the Gator media or not, but Mike Elko gave the Gators some pretty high praise earlier this week in his press conference. He said, quote, "We have an enormous challenge with Florida coming in this week. Florida is far and away the most talented team we will have played this year," end quote. So I don't know if that's Notre Dame shade or if that's just love and propping up the SEC, but I thought that was hilarious, and I don't know that I disagree with it necessarily.
Yeah, I wondered the same thing when I saw that, guys. Is he throwing a little shade there, or is he sincere? You just never know with these SEC coaches, right?
Right.
But I do believe that, you know, he's obviously, you can argue in favor of what he said pretty easily. Yeah. I do think Florida, on paper, is as talented as Notre Dame or anybody else the Aggies have played. And this, you know, we talked, this is the best roster, I think, for the Gators in 5 or 6 years. It was just stunning a little bit to see it play out like it did. I wasn't necessarily surprised at the losses to LSU and Miami. I was surprised how bad they looked at Miami. The loss at USF was the one that really threw kind of a wrench in the perception of this team. But it's proven that USF's a pretty good team. They're riding high right now. So it's going to be interesting. I do think that Florida has the talent to match up with Texas A&M. I think you could make a case that on paper this is as good of a roster as the Aggies have. But, you know, Texas A&M's 5-0, ranked, I think, the highest since 2021. I think it's the first 5-0 start since 2016. So Elko's doing a good job to reboot that program. There's going to be more than 100,000 people out at Kyle Field on Saturday night, so it's never going to be easy in that environment. But I really think this is a game that Florida can win. I expect a good game, but can they make those plays and stay away from the mistakes that have cost them continuously, away from the swamp against ranked teams? I mean, guys, I was doing my research this week, and this is one of those stats you have to double check a couple of times. But the Gators are 0-13 away from the swamp against ranked teams under Billy Napier.
Yep.
And along that is, you know, a lot of it's been self-inflicted. Some of it's just been, you know, playing Georgia 3 times in Jacksonville when Georgia was a lot better. But they need to break through eventually for Billy Napier to hang around and for the Gators to turn this thing around to where, you know, they're in that conversation of the college football playoff like a lot of people expected at the start of the year.
I definitely think Lagway is the best quarterback they will have faced this year so far. I think heads and tails above C.J. Carr up at Notre Dame. So clearly that's going to be the focus for this Aggies defense, who has turned a corner this season. You know, the offense has never been necessarily in question down in College Station the past few years, even under the late years of Jimbo. There is always defensive breakdowns, oddly enough, for an Aggies program that has boasted a great defense throughout the years. But this year it seems like the offense is finally putting it together, the defense is finally putting it together, and the Aggies are winning the games maybe that they shouldn't sometimes. The Notre Dame game and even the Mississippi State game last week, that's a game that in previous years the Aggies would have found a way to lose. And it's just they've turned a corner under Elko, of course, a defensive guy, and it's tough. It's going to be tough for the rest of the SEC, including the Gators, to keep up. But I think this is their most losable game if they've got one at Kyle Field this year. And of course, they play Texas at DKR after Thanksgiving, but this is the most losable game I believe on the rest of the schedule for the Aggies.
Yeah, I agree with that. And one thing I've learned, coaching can make such a big difference in these kind of games when, the teams on paper at least look pretty even, both SEC teams, both with the, SEC rosters. And Elko, I give him some credit because he did something that not a lot of coaches can do. He wanted Duke.
Yeah.
There's another guy named Steve Spurrier who wanted Duke, and he did pretty well after that. I think Elko, if he can keep this going at A&M, he's in a great situation because we all know they have the resources to compete at the highest level. It's always been one of those programs that you kind of look at and you wonder why they haven't been better at times than they have, because they have all the resources. It goes back to coaching, man. And I think he's doing a great job. But this is a game where, Billy Napier is going to have to be his best. The offensive execution is going to have to be at his best because that Texas A&M defense is solid. I think they're getting Bryce Anderson back in the secondary this week. I know Scooby Williams, the former Gator linebacker, he was doing well before he got hurt. I think he's questionable.
Yep.
So it's just it's a well-balanced team. They can win it with their defense or offense. And just listen to Billy Napier this week, you can tell one area that he's concerned about is Le'Veon Moss and Reuben Owens at running back. I think they had 299 yards rushing against Mississippi State.
Yep.
And those two guys are just big physical backs. And he says we've got to get those guys down on early contact because they'll bruise the defense to where, if they put together a couple of long drives, the Gators are going to be worn out, and that's trouble for Florida.
Scooby was upgraded to probable this morning, by the way.
Was he? Okay, yeah. He's turning out to be a pretty good pickup for them. They also have TJ Searcy from Florida who transferred last year out there. A couple of defensive assistants, Jay Bateman and Sean Spencer, obviously spent time at Florida. So they know Florida well. Again, and Elko is, he could be the difference maker in this game if it's tied later. It's in question before he's proven he's pushing the right button so far.
Yeah, for sure.
So if Scooby's probable, what about Shaggy and Daphne? Are they ready to go? Oh, you got.
I don't know about
one.
Shaggy, but I'll be with Daphne.
You got that one. Nice, very nice.
That's pretty good.
You're Scooby-Doo fans. Scotty, I'm watching the highlights, and I'm watching Dallas Wilson go down the sideline and just destroy people. And I'm like, yeah, they got Trey Wilson and, Vernell Brown III, and Lagway's a 5-star, and Jaden Ball. And I'm like, how many 5 and 4 stars are on this Gator roster? You just said it's the best roster in 5 or 6 years. And that's why I think Gator fans are just like scratching their head. Napier has recruited his ass off. This team is super freaking talented. And you can't, thus you can't be losing to USF. And then, Texas is a good team. We could say what we want about Arch, but Texas is a good team, especially up front. And you whipped them. And it's kind of like for FSU folks, you go out, you whip Alabama like that, you whip them. And then you lose to Virginia and get spanked by Miami. It's almost like college football has turned into the NFL. It's like a week-to-week league. It's just week to week.
I think you hit it right there on the head, JP. There's more parity now than ever before. Yeah. And these guys, being around sports for as long as I have, as you guys have, we think we have an idea on some of this stuff before kickoff, but man, you just never know. I mean, last week I thought it would be a decent game. I just thought where Florida was mentally and where the fan base was. I wasn't expecting much, but the crowd was unreal. They dominated the game, and they answered the call. And now, can you keep that energy? Can you keep that mindset on the road at another tough game? I mean, this is the fourth straight top 10 team that the Gators have played. They've never done that in program history. And you can't have a let up. I mean, if they want to quiet that noise, they have to come out with the same intensity as against Texas, or it's going to go bad for them. And as a coach, that's what you get paid for. You've got to keep these guys. You got to keep these guys in it, and then you have to be at your best on game day. And there's a lot of challenges facing this program on Saturday night, and I'm as curious as anybody what's going to happen, because I can sit here and think I might know what happened, but hell, I don't.
We can give you the information, but when we're making picks, nobody knows. It is such a week to week, and especially when you're dealing with kids, like it is in college. It's just, it can be very, very volatile. All right, Scotty, have a great trip to the middle of nowhere. I've never been down there to Kyle Field, but I hear it's quite the atmosphere. Not much around there, but
there is
a football game.
There is now. There is a ton around there now.
Yeah, they feel a lot since the last 2 years I've been out there. The stadium is, it's just a giant of a stadium. It's kind of like Neyland Stadium. It's so colossal. Big, but they've got it. They've got the resources. They've got a good coach, and I like the skilled players they have. So it's gonna be a chance to see a good team.
Well, good luck.
It's gonna be fun. What time's kickoff? 3:30.
No, this is a night one, man. 7
o'clock. 7 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah,
7 o'clock.
It's gonna be loud out there.
Yep.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. All right, Scotty. Have a good time, my friend. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, see you.
Great Scott Carter there. FloridaGators.com. Check out all his great content right there. Really, for Florida Gator fan, you got to go. Bookmark it, as they say. Great stuff. He and Chris Harry, we've had on the show, really do a hell of a job. They got the pulse of the program, and excellent content there. FloridaGators.com.
Yep.
Thanks to Jeeves Law Group. That was the Gator Report, brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group.
And this is the game, I think, on the calendar for the Aggies I fear the most this year.
The Gators are loaded. They're just loaded. But, again, the inconsistencies are maddening for a lot. For Florida State, too, as they take on Pitt this week, this is a big game. It's a nooner at Joe Campbell Stadium. Cold front coming in, so it should be nice on kickoff there on Sunday or Saturday. Listen, Norvell, first of all, shows up at the press conference this week with a shiner and doesn't even address it. Like, how do you show up with a black eye and not even say, by the way, guys, got in the middle of a little scuffle at practice, or fell down, hit the corner of the island in the kitchen, slipped on a banana peel, something. Just tell me, lie to me. Or that. Yeah, that's fine too. But just to it's just the elephant in the room. And how does nobody ask about that? Hey, coach, got a little shiner there. How'd you get that?
Nobody asked about it either?
That's what I'm told. I wasn't there. I didn't watch the whole thing. His press conferences are hard to watch, frankly. They're just really It's like you never really learn anything, and it's a lot of gibberish.
It's a lot of coach speak. It's all coach speak.
It's a lot of coach speak. Oh, my Lord. Yeah. This is hard to get through. No, but
would you say he has a good relationship with the media? Is he normally pretty responsive to them, or were people afraid to ask?
I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I will, but my sense, I don't want to, let me just say this. This is a pretty uninformed opinion. I'll just preface it with that. I've talked to a few people, but not a lot. And in more of it in kind of a joking way. But, he closed practice this year. There seems to be a little bit of friction between the media and the program right now because of that. And this goes back. A lot of these guys that cover the team, were here when Bobby was here, and Bobby was the most accessible coach in the history of college football. And, I can attest to that working with him for 8 years as closely as I did. And anytime we needed I tell this story all the time. We found out about the Sports Illustrated story that was going to come. This is back when Sports Illustrated broke news. And they, it was coming out on the Monday, the Free Shoes University, that whole Foot Locker thing. We found out about it coming out on Friday night. And so I called Wayne Hogan, who was the SID at the time. And I'm like, hey, we got this story. And, I talked to one of the sources that were there that confirmed it. And I was like, it's the last thing in the world I want to be doing on a Friday night. I'm supposed to be out covering high school football, but can I go, is there any way I can get an interview with Coach? He said, sure. Go on. He'll go over to the house. You know where it is. He'll be expecting you. So I drove from the station, and we get there, and Ann answers the door. Hi, honey, come on in. And we get just you can just set up right there in the living room. And Coach came out. Hey boy. And I was like, Coach, this is the last thing I want to be doing here. He goes, I understand. Yeah. I understand. Yeah. Well, what do you need? I mean, he wasn't as glib as he always is, but he was. He answered every question, and
he was understanding. Yeah,
absolutely. Because I think they weren't even sure what was going to be in the story. They had gotten a little bit of a heads up. I think Sports Illustrated sent them the story and said, do you want to react? Do you have quotes? Blah blah blah. It was a big deal. So a huge freaking deal, and it was like 2 weeks before the showdown with Notre Dame, and 2 or 3 weeks, and they had Louisville the next week. And, had suspended 9 players, I think, for that game.
Yeah.
And so it was a big deal, but Coach was the most accessible. So now we go to this. And to Mike's, defense, it's a different world that we live in. Obviously, It's a very different media world that we live in. And with transfers and whatnot, now, teams are canceling spring games because they don't want to show off their good young players so people will come poach them. I mean, it's just a different time. So I understand how – they don't want you to see practice because they got this really good freshman out there who's kicking ass. And you're like, oh, and everybody starts talking about him, but he's not quite ready to play, doesn't know the playbook, blah, 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 blah. Then teams can come poach him. So I get it. So I think to answer your question in a very long-winded way, I think there's a little bit of friction there, which would kind of answer the question, why didn't anybody ask him? Because if you got a good back and forth relationship with the coach, we're all going to laugh about it. Well, Coach, as he comes in, what's up? And if everybody's like, oh my God, he's got to
walking on eggshells. Yeah, that's not.
You want to ask him about it, or should you ask him? No, you ask him. It's like, I don't know. Maybe later in the week somebody asks, you can fill me in, but I don't know. And then I see on Twitter like, oh, wait till you hear the story. I don't know, Norvell got a black eye, and I was like, oh my God, now what? But anyway, it's a big game. And they've got to go out and seize control of winning a damn ACC game. They haven't won an ACC. They're 1-9 in their last 10 ACC games. Jesus Christ, or something like that. It's bad. It's really, really bad. So they got to listen. I kind of understand the Virginia loss a little bit. A lot of bad bounces, terrible calls. Virginia played well. Don't want to dismiss them. Their quarterback beat our ass. We didn't have an answer for his runs. I mean, they made plays, and we let them hang around. It should have just destroyed them early on. We had great momentum early on, but made too many mistakes. And you leave it up to the refs, you're going to get screwed. So, and that's what happened. But credit Virginia. You lose on the road on a Friday night game, and then you come back against Miami and play a hell of a first quarter. I mean, I thought you went toe-to-toe with them in the first quarter, but then I thought, FSU sold out for the run and said Carson Beck's going to beat us with his arm with the deep ball, and he did. He did, and they executed a couple of good screens. They got loose with some really highly talented wide receivers. I think we got out-coached a little bit, and then by the fourth quarter, it's 28-3. Bad call on a second or 4th and 8 going for it early on in the game. I think that was a terrible call by Mike. So listen, I think this Florida State team is a really good team, but you got to go out and prove it on Saturday. Pitt's got a new quarterback. He's young. He's like 18 years old. Go out and smack that little kid in the mouth and say, this is FSU football, and put a beat down on Pitt. That's what you need to do. And then get on a roll through your conference schedule. Then you got Clemson coming up on the road in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, I think, November. And that's going to be a tougher game, but obviously they're beatable, and go in and win that game. You can win out. Listen, I don't think they're going to the playoff. But if you get on a roll, you go to Clemson and you win, and then you go to the Swamp and win and beat a talented Gator team, you might have an argument. You might be on the cusp there, and I'm sure ESPN will give you the nod. Or not.
Maybe not.
Yeah. So, yeah, you got to play your way in. You got to get to the ACC championship game, which is going to be very difficult because Virginia is going to have to lose 2 games. I don't necessarily see that happening. So, we'll see.
Rick had the comment of the day so far here. Norvell was hanging out with Mark Sanchez.
And got beat up by Mark Sanchez, evidently. Yeah, so but it's a big game. It's a really big game because you lose this game, and suddenly the Alabama game means nothing. Now it's like, oh, you caught him early, blah, 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 blah. And it just becomes a fluke. You got to back it up. You got to back it up with something. And, you played okay at Virginia. You have one of the top-ranked offenses because you beat up on 2 weak teams. And now, you came back against Miami. We don't know what that means, really. It was, fourth quarter. It finally started to play. I don't know what that means, to be honest with you. So go out, beat Pitt, go on a run, and then it means something. If you go on a run right now, and at the end of the year, and you can beat Florida, at Florida, and then you'll look back at that Miami game, and that second half means something because you'll look at the score and you'll go, oh, that was a close game, but you'll forget it kind of wasn't. But the committee will look at it metrically and say, oh, wow, they played Miami tough, and Miami's undefeated. They beat Alabama, and Alabama's only lost 1 game. And they went and beat Florida, and they won at Clemson. That's a good resume. And you beat up on all these other teams. That's a good resume. That's a playoff-worthy resume, depending on what Florida does, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying there's a chance. Yeah, there's a chance. There's a chance. But there's a lot of work there. And then you lose this week. And what I'm saying sounds absolutely ridiculous. And that could happen. You feel like this program, quite frankly, it's teetering. I think that could be really good. But I also think, 2-10 lingers in your mind. You're like, oh, maybe we're a little bit more of that than we were beating Alabama. So that's why I think this is such a huge pivotal game for FSU. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back on the other side. I want to talk about we talked about this yesterday, but we'll do it. We'll hit it again. The game Timmy's going to tonight, North Texas against USF. I'm going to check the line in the break and see if it's not all USF up to 3 or 4 by now. Literally a paycheck, the entire $20 paycheck I'm putting on this game.
You know nothing about North Texas.
I don't care. I know plenty about USF.
All right.
North Texas.
I'm going to laugh when North Texas rolls 34-17.
USF fans, are you listening to this? Blasphemy.
I'm not predicting it. I just said I would laugh when that happened.
You just did. All right, we're brought to you by the great folks at Cafe Paradiso. We had another commenter yesterday say, I made my reservations for my anniversary to go to Cafe Paradiso because you're going to get that white tablecloth. You're going to get that beautiful atmosphere. You're going to get the best traditional Italian food in all of Tampa Bay, maybe the entire world. And I think Paulo's coming in today to say hello, by the way. So I hope he brings me some lasagna. The greatest place ever. ParadisoTampa.com is the website. Cafe Paradiso. Get your reservations on Open Table. Have a great, fabulous anniversary to whoever put that on the comments the other day. We love you. Thank you very much. Back at 3. Robert, it was. Happy anniversary, Robert.
Yep.
JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. It's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. as well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucs play. We'll see you there. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience Advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for my friend Jason Fawcett, owner of On-Site Construction. They do residential and commercial renovations and new construction. As a leading home builder and general contractor, On-Site Construction prides itself on transforming homes through superior craftsmanship, dedication to client vision, and an unmatched commitment to quality and service. It's about building relationships. We take the time to understand our clients' needs, preferences, and budgets so that we can deliver a personalized experience tailored to their unique vision. From the initial designs to the final touches, we're there every step of the way, ensuring that the end result mirrors your vision. Here are some testimonials from happy customers. G. Gibson says, no hidden costs, very honest, reliable, creative, and communicates well. Reasonable and fair with their pricing, no hidden costs. C. Smith said, did not disappoint. I'm very happy with the work. This company really cares and will take care of it. So if you're just thinking about building or renovating, give us a call and let's see what's possible. 813-579-5789 or check out our website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back. Got back just in time.
Yeah, me too. I got caught in the hallway on my way to the gentleman's room down the hall here. It's somebody wanting to talk Eagles Cowboys, and I'm like, I'm on a break. I gotta go. So they're sitting in our green room in here now, listening to the rest of the show because
waiting for you.
No, they didn't want to work. He's like, can I listen? I'm like, yeah. I said, don't you have to go to work? He's like, nah, I can do it after lunch. All right. So we have a guest in our green room right now listening to the show.
But we're not talking Eagles Cowboys.
No.
Hell to the no.
Oh, no, he listens to this show, too. Like, he knows.
Oh, awesome.
Our entire building gets this show live, JP. Have I not told you that?
You did mention that. What's the name of the building? Can we give him some love or something?
The Amalfi building.
Hello, Amalfi fans. Hello.
Yeah.
We love you. Thanks for listening. Yes.
It's great.
Oh, no. Sorry, I had to drop a Jackson Dart there.
It's all right.
These numbers right here. Oh, before we get into the show, I have to remind the good folks about Bay Area Modern Medical Center, BAMMC.com. Talked to Chris Lugo just the other day. Had a little issue with my eyes. My eyes were like, eh.
Oh no.
So
that's what happens when you hit 70.
Yeah. So help me out. Call me in a script. Bada bing, bada boom. That's the way it works with concierge medicine. Your doctor is always at your beck and call, even on the weekends, late at nights. You'll have the cell phone. I wouldn't abuse it. Hey, I wanted to ask you about this new supplement, at 2:00 on a Saturday morning. That's a bad idea. But if you have, you need a script and it's an emergency, he'll help you out. So that's how it works. Concierge medicine. Have somebody who is an advocate for your personal health, These insurance companies are all about profit, folks. They really don't give a rat's ass about you. That's why you need somebody to direct your health care, to tell your doctor, this is what I want, this is what I need. And that could be and should be Chris Lugo at Bay Area Modern Medical Center, BAMMC.com. Get a free consultation like Tim did. Did you go to your consultation?
We're still setting up a time. Okay. We're going to do it today, but he said we can reschedule to Monday. So
yeah,
we're talking on Monday.
He's really busy. Got a lot of. He's
and
busy.
It's not urgent. Like I don't have anything urgent, so it's not.
He'll find time for you. But yeah, it's very popular because people love this. BAMMC.com. Yep. All right. I want to get to this number. I kind of alluded to this, but Michael LaRue takes it to another level. Florida State has lost 9 of its last 10 ACC games. When FSU joined the ACC in 1992, it took them over 13 years to lose 9 conference games. Ouch. They went 101-9 in their first 110 games played.
Ouch, baby.
That is one of the most astounding stats I've ever seen. Yeah. All right.
Does Norvell survive this year?
It depends. It very much depends. I mean, you lose the Pitt tomorrow. You lose a couple more ACC games, gets throttled by Florida. I think there's a conversation to be had. I don't think they want to fire him. I think they really like Mike. I think Alford. I know Mike. Mike Alford, the athletic director. We still have ADs at Florida State. We don't have CEOs yet.
You don't have a CEO or general manager yet?
No. I think we have a general manager, though.
Oh, that's true.
But yeah, I mean, the administration likes Mike. He does all the right things, says all the right things. He runs a good, clean program. Hell, Alabama wanted to hire him before Kalen DeBoer, and he beat Kalen DeBoer. So there you go. So there's a lot of good in Mike, and I think he's a great motivator. I think he's an okay recruiter. I think his recruiting setup has been weak. I don't think they've hired the right people to recruit Florida. They're getting out recruited by the Gators in Miami, and that can't. You got to win every now and then. You got to win a few of them, and you look at this Miami game, and there's 5 or 6 guys there that you lost recruiting battles that beat you. That's where a lot of those games are won in recruiting, and a lot of it doesn't have to do with money. It's getting out recruited. And you shouldn't be out recruited by Miami. The atmosphere in Doak Campbell Stadium the other night is a 10. Miami's, even for big games, is about a 5. And for most of the games, a 2. And it's that and that's what the kids love that. They come to schools for that atmosphere. The spear going down, the tomahawk chop. I mean, it was freaking unbelievable. And all the recruits were on FSU's sideline. It was a big deal. FSU's got all the tradition, all the money, all the branding. They got everything they need. The freaking facilities are top-notch, second to none. You shouldn't be out recruited by Miami, who has a metropolitan community college feel campus. No disrespect. It's got a few palm trees, but it's not even close to what FSU's is. You shouldn't be out recruited by Miami. Full stop. Especially at the level that they've been doing it. And that's, if Mike Norvell can't make inroads there, then you're going to have problems. You got to beat your rivals, and you got to out recruit them every now and then. Florida's out recruiting you. They've been down. Look at Billy Napier's, been struggling. He's 20 for a while. I know FSU had a bad year too, but it's not like Florida should not be out recruiting you at the level they are.
Yeah.
So that's not, Mike hasn't been terrible, and they brought in some great transfer portal classes. Hell, they went 13-0. Florida ain't done doing that. Miami hadn't done that. Miami hasn't won the ACC in 20 years, never won the ACC. And we can start going into those numbers. But as we sit here right now, it's about now. It's about what's going on right now. And you just got outclassed by Miami on your own field. That's, it is what it is. That you were outclassed for three and a half quarters, or 2 quarters, really. But they outcoached you. They had better athletes. It's 28-3 on your home field in that atmosphere. That's not good enough. That is not good enough. You beat Alabama. You beat a really good Alabama team, and that matters. You throttled 2 other weak sisters, and you ran it up, and that matters too. You didn't struggle with them. You let them hang around. You throttled them like you should. Now, okay, so you lost to Miami, and maybe you made it close at the end. Maybe it was something. I don't know. Now go out and handle Pitt. And I think we got Louisville down the line. It's having a pretty good season. Take care of business. So it's a great referendum on Mike Norvell. It's still, the buyout is significant. I think it's still $50 million after this year. That's significant. So, the lower it gets and the more average he is, we'll see. But I think Mike has a chance to turn around. A problem is switching coaches is tough. Tell me who you're going to hire. If Mike Alford has somebody in his back pocket that he thinks is better, then make the move. Yeah. But
who would that be, though? I mean, that's
exactly. Who was that guy? Oh, we'll go get the Memphis coach.
You can't make a change for the sake of making a change.
Right. Mike was the up-and-coming Memphis coach. Who are you going to go get? You want to go get Kirby Smart? Okay. Well, all right. Yeah. Sure. We'll make that change. Short of that, Nick Saban want to come back? Okay. Yeah. Welcome. Those 2 names, who else are you going to get? Jimbo Fisher? Jesus Christ. I hear people talking about this.
Oh, please, God, no. I don't wish him
so
on
a guy that
right
quit. I had real conversations with real FSU fans this past week about Jimbo Fisher. And I'm like, so a guy that quit on us, literally quit coaching in the middle of a season, quit recruiting in the middle of a season because he got a better deal, showed extreme disloyalty to you, then went to A&M and robbed them of $150 million or whatever it was, couldn't get along with people there, wasn't successful there. And you want to bring him back because he shed a few tears on the ACC Huddle show? Get out of here. Get out of here. I'm not falling for that. No. And listen, I understand Jimbo, when he was here, he was rightfully wanted more facilities to keep up with everybody. I get it. And the administration effed that up. But still, when you quit on an organization that is paying you well, and you just quit and stop coach in the middle of a season because you got a better deal, that is irreparable. That shows who you are as ethically and morally as a human being. And I'm never going to hire you again. You can go coach someplace else. And I rightly predicted it would be a disaster at Texas A&M. And people want to bring him back? No, there's too many good young coaches out there that I'd rather other than him. So, there's a lot. Listen, if Mike Norvell goes 6-6 this year, you got to make a change. You just got it. And you got to try to go find somebody.
6-6, huh?
Yeah.
What that line of demarcation would be.
And I never like to give out a number because all these numbers have context. All these, it could be a really good. I don't know if you could have a really good 6-6, but you could have a, there could be, you lose, Castellano gets hurt and you lose a couple games at the end and, get a bunch of injuries and then you go beat Florida and, everything, everything has context to it, right? Everything has context to it, but we'll see. I'm not saying his seat is hot. I don't even know if it's warm, but it might be warm. It might be a little tepid, but it's all up to him. Make a run. I think if you make a run here and beat who the teams you should be, I think you could lose at Clemson and lose at Florida and still be okay. But if you lose to anybody else, now we're getting into we'll eat the 50 million territory. So that's the beauty of it. I'll be sitting there with my popcorn ready at noon tomorrow. Liz can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. And I've said what I said about Castellano this week. Kid's a gamer. I love him as he's got a lot of heart. He's just limited. The offense is limited against really good teams. But against teams like Pitt, you should run for 350 yards and take care of business. So go do it. All right, what else we got to get to here, partner?
Lunch.
Got
Olive Garden calling me again.
Oh, my God. How many times do you do that?
Twice a week.
All right, let's get to the commenters and finish up with them. JP, how do you feel about the Jimbo Fisher availability situation? I think we covered that, did we not?
I think so, too.
Listen, make a case. Somebody make a case. I'm open. My ears are open. He's transformed. The tears on the ACC huddle thing. Come on, bro. Did you see that? He got all choked up. He's like, I love it here. I love Florida State University and all the tradition. I'm like, well, you didn't love it the year you quit on us.
Why was he at that game?
He works for the ACC now. He's a commentator. Does ACC huddle.
I guess I've ever seen him on that show.
Yeah. So, yeah. But I ain't buying it. More Right Runner says North Texas by 17. And we are well aware USF is a very good football team. You two North Texas punks need to tell me on what world you're beating us by 17. All right.
They have not played a team with the offensive firepower of North Texas and Drew Mestamaker, sir.
Drew Mestamaker was a career backup in high school. Get out of here.
And look what he's doing now.
He's no Kyle Trask.
You know what? So is freaking Michael Jordan. All right? Drew Mestamaker is the Michael Jordan of college football. Saying it now.
Your mind. North Texas by 7. All right, so you're going to give me 17? Right, Rudder? $1,000. I got USF plus 17.
Look, I'm doing this right now. I'm doing this right here. What do you think of this?
That is an ugly logo, by the way. That is kind of ugly.
I could have picked a better one.
It's like some middle schooler do that in a contest.
Hey, you were speaking about the school that Mean Joe Green attended, sir.
What? Give me analysis here. Why do you think North Texas has a chance?
Because I don't think USF can stop their offense.
This is a new USF.
I don't know if they're going to win by 17, but I think in a shootout, I think North Texas wins.
We held that mighty Gator offense to 16 points in the swamp.
The mighty Gator offense. Come on.
Which Texas didn't, by the way. Real Texas, not fake North Texas. Real Texas couldn't even hold the Gator offense to 16 in the swamp. Now, you think North Texas is going to hold them to? Guys are out of your mind. Out of your mind.
You don't know.
What else we got in here? There's a buzz around this game at DFW. Is there a buzz?
There is. There's a buzz around North Texas because they hadn't been this good in 70 years.
Well, I heard they got the place sold out tonight. 30,000. They're giving away tickets.
I'll see when I get there. All right. I'm still out of a 30,000 seat stadium. I'll be surprised to see 20,000 there. I'll be real honest.
Yeah. Sergio Biltres says ESPN Jeremy Fowler saying Godwin likely out for Sunday. Yeah, we saw that. I don't think he's going to play. TBH. Tez Johnson, here we go. Step on up. Michael LaRue says the Eagles aren't a dominant team this year. They ranked 27th in third down conversion. The Bucs are 11th. Maybe losing offensive coordinator Kellen Moore was a big deal.
Oh, it was.
Bigger deal than we thought.
It's not, Timmy. There's not enough talk about that right now nationally, how bad they're suffering under Kevin Patullo. I can't believe he still has a job, to be honest with you.
All right. Before we get out of here, the Big O is here. I got to pop up his camera. Shut up. You're the one who couldn't get the thing right today.
I do. Everything's perfect.
Timmy screwed up today. Big O.
Yeah, he did screw up today. You screwed up by not telling me before we went on the air.
He started the audio with bad audio. He had the wrong camera.
Timmy did.
Timmy Hamon. Yeah.
I was being distracted by JP.
Oh my god.
He's
the guy get his camera up. Oh,
Yeah.
there you are.
The guy that
You are.
dogged me, the
There we
guy,
go.
the guy that dogged me the other day for talking too much
Yeah.
on your show.
That's the guy. That's the guy.
The Big O show.
Yeah, the Big
And
O
when
show.
did I? But he's talking. But he's
When did I
too
do
much.
that? I never said you talk too
man,
much.
I got the
Oh.
receipts. I did watch.
Bill
it.
listens to everything.
I listen to everything you say. Timmy.
I just said you can talk. I think that's a good thing because you know what you're talking about.
Actually,
That's what
you
he
know,
said,
I
yeah.
am gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna return the receipt around and go. You just say, hey, he can talk.
He's a really
Yeah.
good talker.
Yeah,
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 he's,
he's
done this before.
Yeah,
At ESPN
Yeah.
and Fox. It's been around a little bit.
You know,
Been around.
you gotta push that button. Just stop me. It's very simple.
Oh, I ain't stopping you.
Wait,
No,
we don't
I'm
want to
talking to
stop you.
Hamon.
I'm on. That's what I'm going to call
We
it.
don't want it to stop. It's too good.
What does that mean?
It's ham.
Ham.
Yeah.
It's ham.
Wait, it was
Ham,
something
man.
similar you said that meant something else.
No,
Huevon.
no, that was that
Huevon.
Huevon. You don't want to call him that. You don't want to call him Huevon.
I've been called Hamon. I've been called Canica, Tortuga, Huevon. All of them.
Tortuga. Why did they call you the turtle?
I don't know because I was fast in the restaurant business. I don't know why they called me turtle.
Why did they call you the turtle? You don't look anything like a turtle.
Maybe I
Oh,
did in my
my Lord.
20s.
So, we got a special guest coming on today at the Big O Show.
We got Dante Bichette coming on. The now he's known as no longer as like the all-star great player for 3 decades. He's known as Bo Bichette's dad.
Yeah.
Basically, it goes like that. And but we were excited to have him on and talk not only about the Jays and what looks like to be a real strong, push towards a World Series appearance, but also just the nature of the playoffs right now. And also I want to get into just to get his take on where the game has gone. There's a lot of things that I'm seeing in the postseason that I find curious. And one of them is sabermetrics so big, right? But all of a sudden you're seeing a lot of bunting and sacrificing.
Yes, back
You're
old
seeing-
school.
You're seeing
small
wheel
ball.
play.
Yes.
You're seeing all these things that during the regular season, no, we don't need to do that because of analytics. It tells you not to do that. And all of a sudden, when you get to the pressure in the postseason, I always say that come October, they go back to the basics of gut baseball.
Yeah.
Not data baseball.
That's what wins.
Because the pressure is on.
Because it's not about the macro and what
now all of a sudden,
probabilities. It's about the situation.
it's about the situation.
Which
And
we could
the-
go back to a World Series Game 6 with Blake
Ooh.
Snell on the mound.
Yeah.
The greatest, I think, example of the overuse of metrics.
of metrics
Yeah.
and taking a guy out when he was dealing.
Dealing.
Yeah.
Poor
That-
Kevin
I
Cash.
don't think that's going to happen with the
Still
Dodgers.
2-time manager of the year, Kev.
Oh no, I still love him.
Still the best in the business.
But we'll
His
talk to him
bosses
about
made
that.
him do that.
You know what? Yeah, and
That's what I'm going with.
Been seeing a lot of topics and a
How
lot
about
of
that?
pundits talking about just talking.
Maybe
in
Aaron
general.
Boone doesn't.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Who said that?
That was the big DJ.
Derek Jeter
The
said
boss.
that.
The boss.
We may talk about that on the Big O Show.
Well, definitely bring it up with
Yeah.
Dante because that's a massive thing to.
That's a massive
to say.
claim.
Yeah, to say
I don't-
that
and
I
I-
don't think he makes all the decisions.
I don't think Kevin Cash makes all the decisions.
I agree with
I
that.
don't think Kevin Cash makes most of the decisions.
I mean, I'd say it's more than 50-50, but that wasn't the case. Talking about Dante Bichette, that was not the case back in the day.
No,
in the 80s
it's
and
never
90s,
the case.
and even the early 2000s. So it's the paradigm shift of how the game is played is dramatic, and some of it is subtle, some of it is dramatic. But I venture to hear because another topic too is, we're seeing a bunch of 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, JP. But you know what's really kind of working in this postseason? Splits
Splitters
and
and
changes.
changes. Yeah. Big time.
Splits and changes.
Yeah.
And goes back to the basics of baseball. The best 2 pitches in baseball, bar none, is a good fastball and a good changeup.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
You would know.
dude, any hitter
You would know.
that is worth anything will tell you that those are the best 2 pitches. So all this, just throw 101. No, bro, it's setting up guys and throwing some nasty.
If you want more unbelievably incredible baseball talk like this, and we're going to get into lots of topics, including Dante Bichette's a young son, Bo, who would love to
And
come
an
back
update-
and play in
an
the
update
Bay
on
Area.
Bo. We'll
maybe.
find out from the horse's mouth.
Yeah. All right, that's coming up right now. We'll get started at 12:30. So if you want to watch it live, 12:30 to 1:30, Dante Bichette will be joining us. So please, all you guys that are watching now, the thousands that are watching, come on back and join us for a live baseball show. We'll go over what happened last night to the Phillies and all that good stuff. So,
and everybody's
right.
going to have to wait till next week now to watch me take my shirt off.
Oh,
thank God! Somebody, well, we got a $2 super chat here earlier from Mike H.
We didn't get you 20
on, so
to keep it on.
Yeah, to keep it on.
Yeah.
So we're getting paid to keep our clothes on now.
We do not want to see the ham.
Yeah,
nobody does.
Nobody wants to see the hamon.
No necesita hamon.
Great job, Timmy. Thank you guys for watching. Big O Show coming up at 12:30 live. So check out that and have a great weekend. Go Bulls.
Yeah.
Go Knowles. Go Gators.
Go Bolts, even though they
Go
lost.
Bolts on Saturday night. We'll be back for that too. No Aggies. Ooh, Aggies. See you later.
Good show.
Great show.
Yeah.
Great show. Yeah, we had stuff with Worfs and Josh. Kirsten Worfs.
Oh, Worfs.
And